Frugal innovation is a disruptive strategy that actually comes from emerging markets where resource-constrained entrepreneurs have this uncanny ability to do more and better with less. That is essentially come up with very creative solutions that deliver greater value to local communities while at the same time using fewer resources. And I thought it would be very powerful to illustrate frugal innovation with an actual product. So this actually is a frugal innovation. It's actually an incubator for saving premature babies. And unlike incubators that you find in the Western world that cost $20,000, this solution costs only $200, and it doesn't require any electricity. And this has saved the lives of over 300,000 premature babies worldwide. So this is a fantastic example of frugal innovation. It's a solution that actually is affordable and accessible to everyone. And this is what the teams have to figure out as in companies. How can we apply frugal innovation to create products and services that are affordable, accessible, and simpler to use for the majority of people? I think one of the important thing, right? People always complain we don't have resources, but you know, there is an English word, I'm sure you have the same in Portuguese, it means resourceful. Because when external resources, physical resources like money, people, technologies are scarce, you need to go within yourself and tap abundant resources you have, like ingenuity, compassion, wisdom, but also look around you. What are the resources we already have? And you have this famous word in Portuguese, gambiarra, right? Which is about, coming up with makeshift solutions by finding creative ways to repurpose your existing products and resources. So this is something that I see a lot in, even in Silicon Valley, where we are finding ways to reuse existing resources to create more value. For instance, two examples come to mind in the medical sector, right? Because this year is about COVID. One example is in Italy, there was a doctor who teamed up with an entrepreneur to adapt a scuba diving mask sold by Decathlon, a sports retailer, to be used as ventilators by COVID patients. So this is a very clever way of not complaining or worrying about, oh my God, we don't have enough ventilators, but look at what else we have. Oh, we have this scuba diving mask, and they took 10,000 scuba diving masks and they adapted them to be used as ventilators, saving thousands of lives. Likewise, you can also think about how do we use existing data and to transform that into more value. And this is a startup in India called AlgoSurg. They actually convert using artificial intelligence algorithms 2D images from X-ray devices automatically into 3D images without requiring a CT scanner or an MRI device. And this is very good for small clinics and hospitals, right? Who cannot afford to buy a CT scanner or MRI device. They can simply use the software to convert, to upgrade, if you like, their 2D images into 3D images. So the mindset you have to develop is to be very resourceful and look at the glass always being half full and leverage the existing resources you have and find clever ways to extract more value and do better with less. This year, the COVID crisis and the global recession is a fantastic opportunity for companies to practice frugal innovation. Take America, for instance, right? This year, the study shows that 167 million Americans are facing financial difficulties. That's half the population. So you can imagine that, in every sector, whether it's healthcare, education, food, housing, in every sector, companies have to figure out a way to come up with frugal solutions that meet the needs of these cost-conscious American consumers. So even in the richest country like America, you're going to see actually a big frugal revolution, which is going to be led by these cost-conscious consumers. And these are consumers that used to be middle-class consumers who no longer can afford to buy the typical, branded products that, are very well known that you buy in retail stores or online on Amazon. So this is happening in America. This is happening in Europe, where 22% of the European population is facing the risk of poverty. And in Europe also, we are seeing amazing frugal innovations emerging to address that. So for instance, in France, there is a company that offers banking services without having a physical banking, like for instance, branches. They use all the banking services online, and they only charge you a flat fee of 20 euros every year to do all the operations on your mobile phone and your tablet. And 75% of their customers are actually middle-class customers who don't want to pay big fees to big banks. So they're switching to this frugal solution. So I think that if in the richest countries in North America and Europe, you are seeing companies, coming up with frugal solutions to respond to the value and values conscious consumers, I believe that in developing regions like in Brazil and South Asia, I won't be surprised if we see, a major frugal revolution that will be led by resourceful entrepreneurs who are adept at doing more and better with less.